This off the back of the loss of the last map. So tied up at 1 apiece if you're just tuning in. One gets to carry on their journey, hoping to make it to LA, make it to champs. The other goes home. And that's the last chance of it all. The last chance to dance is truly now for one of these two. See that early intent from NAVI.
Very tempered though. Investment of utility. Angel posted up pretty deep. Probably looking to plant the seed with his owl drone. But again, there will be no confirmation with the turret being here, and no progress made towards A main. A couple of members of NAVI drifting back towards middle. Timing comes through. It has drawn the rotation initially off site, but there's going to be confirmation nobody's followed up on that drone. So hoping that Scream thinks better of this. As Shin actually tucks himself in, he's going to have 4 members to deal with here.
Oh, that's how you do it. You're fine too. Takes down Cena, takes down Shao. Now Scream's got a bit of play here. Can't get to use that flash, so he takes a fair fight and he actually wins it. Zipan, not as sharp this time. A 2v3. Now the positioning from Angel is something to note.
It's noted though, Zace is looking this direction.
He's turned around, yeah, 2 flashes still for Zace as well. Doesn't even need them. 13 seconds, it's all on Sugetsu. Oh dear, as if this is how it starts. Sugetsu looks for the first fight, doesn't find it. Spots Scream, gives out a great shot, but the flashes were there, entertaining none of what he wanted.
Shin goes absolutely huge here in a 1v4 situation in A main. To find 2 and even do further damage, I believe, in this engagement here. Yeah, a couple of tags on to Zipan as well. Navi basically gambled everything on Angel being able to, and initially did pull the rotation, but like I said, the turret confirms nobody comes up behind that.
I've got you,
so the drone almost just thrown out as the only doubt here. I'm seeing 2 marshals in hand for Karmine Corps. Try and clear this space towards main in hopes of retrieving the orb, and Scream will get it. Zace swings on the other side of things, but Angel able to find a response.
It's all about timing on this too.
Should hopefully try and retrieve that Guardian.
Yeah.
But will concede a Spectre at least.
All being put in these follow-up shots, they still know that they're in this position. So Nevera's not going to feel too uncomfortable just yet. They can still leave the additional body there, but you can see them starting to drift back in more of a standard hold here at the minute marker.
Yeah, once they retrieve this Spectre, though, you do want to see Karmine Corps look to play the distance game. Obviously, mitigate as much risk on the back of that Spectre being in hand now for CNET, actually. But no dash, so we can't really close the gap on anybody. Get up close and personal with the SMG. And looking at the minimap, that's exactly what Karmine Corps have looked to do.
Good shout on that. And you don't want to entertain any of that. If that opportunity beckons, I'd love it. But with 35 seconds, those chances get lower and lower. Sugetsu could get played in on this. You've still got Angel nearby.
30 seconds
They need a little bit of timing, a little bit of something to work on their side. Regrouping towards Art. XMS will either want to spot this. Shot goes aside. Can't stick around too long. They're trying to fold towards the side, playing in Scream once again. Drawn away for a second, but spots the player. 10 seconds now. Time's running low.
Could wallbang this though.
Certainly
the
could.
Guardian.
You can see him waiting for it. Shin actually going to find it. That's a bit of an issue. Yeah, and there's the spam to follow. No more time. 0 seconds remaining. They hold it perfectly. 3 standing. Karmine Corps weather the storm.
Able to retrieve both the Bulldog and the Guardian, so I guess the valuable weaponry retained here, and a Marshal in hand for Nevera. Decent progress already towards the Cosmic Divide and the run it back for Scream. We noted previously where they struggled to find, I mean, actually they had a much better performance on the defense, but that was where we were questioning the value once again for the run it back. Again, there was the attack from Karmine Corps was very one-dimensional. It was heavily focused towards Art and towards A in general. Have to wait and see on the second half how that progresses. Cena tries to catch someone on the retreat, but unable to pin anyone down.
And an open fight, a bit of an off angle, almost Scream. Very confident in the way he's approaching this, even with that Guardian still. Wards them away early on. No orb to be found this time for him. I quite like this mid walk if they commit to it. They could go pear-shaped, obviously. Sugetsu could catch all 4 players, walk it out. But I like they're trying to get behind the timing on this. Turret's going to note them.
Should be an indicator towards Nevera as well, especially with this util dump coming out. Avoids the knife note. Steps ahead of it. Doesn't allow his utility to really play him in that situation. That star here as well, layered for a grab well potentially. But now 4v5. Karmine Corps, what can they get done in the retake? As they get started.
Want to keep these 5 rifles if you're Na'Vi. Couple of bits of kit still to play. Flashes are there for Zipan if he needs it. Oh dear. Scream gonna find Zipan and Zeish with the follow-up. These are rifles being lost.
Hang on.
Karmine Corps, they're back in their retake form. It's ridiculous. And now blocked off towards
There's
long.
a cove still.
Xiao,
XMS.
Sugetsu. This is incredibly difficult to break. They can get on towards this defuse potentially. Zeish dealt with, but Shin's there. Trade comes out. XMS, he sits this. He's not moving. He can't. Xiao's got him pinned, but the value found again.
Down 4, rifles lost for Na'Vi, so an impactful bonus nonetheless from Karmine Corps. As I said, in this situation, XMS has no choice but to stick it. I mean, again, the finest of margins, really, if Nevera's playing a little deeper there to maybe do some chip damage, but things look as if they're falling apart for Na'Vi on this post-plant hold. So happens Xiao can find that first kill early enough that you can get some damage into the cove. Reveal that security around the defuse coming through.
And again, you're going to see this. Every start, it feels like, for now, the knife is still working. It's keeping them down below. Anti-flash for Scream. Swing comes in. CNED divides behind, but they're still standing on this. They still want a battle, and it's Zeish going to find 2. Spots out Zipan as well, who is alone. The flash, it doesn't matter. Seeker's going to go through. Reveal both players were just slightly further back, disconnected further away. This is still above a minute. This is all that brawl just to get that up or get that early advantage.
That's a big investment early for Na'Vi. I know, obviously, the desk were touching on this, but it requires a lot of investment to just deny this space. And unfortunately, Zeish finding 3 in that situation. Makes it much harder for Na'Vi. Left licking their wounds after that engagement.
Trying to creep in, though. Xiao and Sugetsu are ahead of the smoke. Now, if you're Zeish, you've got to be a little bit more passive. You want to run that kit as best you can, but with 35 seconds, you can see that Na'Vi want to clear a bit of safety. Right, find some space. That's going to be telling.
Sugetsu will get the lockdown off this plant as well. Got spammed out. Oh, does catch him. Zeish on for the ace.
He's on an absolute tear here. Can he find that final player, though? You can see Xiao drifting deeper away. Still going to have to consider. He could be at main. That's where the utility's going towards. But the play back in from Xiao. Flash notes him. He knows where he's at. A tap on the spike. You can see him looking for his Zeish. Eyes up and above here. All going to deny any vision now. That's the Cove just going to be going in. Divide just to ensure. And Xiao's got no options now. XMS will sit this. Zeish is waiting. It won't be his ace, but it will be his round. Means the world to him. Shouldering the burden of that after his 2 teammates fall. He takes them all.
Big round for Zeish. Even here with Zipan throwing a really awkward pop flash that should catch him off. They would just find the blind spray just peeking ahead of it.
And catching Sugetsu was massive though, because that was that lockdown.
And like the last 3 shots of the spray as well. Can't argue with the Cosmic Divide being invested too much there just to secure that, because it forces Na'Vi back down to a position where they are broke. They have a hero rifle in the hands of Angel. No surprises there, but you can see this initial pressure towards mid, and that's usually a big indicator of a switch up. Well, Na'Vi are aware that there's not going to be any presence towards A main, but Nevera's setup is here ready and waiting now.
It looks like that split is... Oh,
well,
what? Through the smoke,
just
maybe?
blind, yeah. Just count to 3. Hold mouse 1.
The high flash. Going to slow them down too. But they've lost out on Nevera on the side, so Scream's got to respect that. Run a little deeper, because he's now isolated. He's on his own. So you can see CNED is hunting for him. But Scream knows better than to try and replay this challenge. Spike is quite far away, so they can't springboard quickly into this.
Looks as if Na'Vi collecting the spike now, maybe heading towards B long, where Shin has been patiently waiting.
It's not been an over-rotation, though.
Flash goes through, will clear A main.
30 seconds left.
Actually, should be a situation. The timing is perfect from Shin.
Gonna be dealt with by the knife, but it's still kind of cornering on Cena, landing. XMS not gonna get played in until then. Gonna fall as well. 13 seconds. You can see Scream wants to try and close the gap. He can't do it. Well handled by NAVI. Cena and Zipan both with rifles here suddenly. This is much more even affair, leaving just Xiao dedicated towards the side. Scream trying to draw that fire. Slips down to the lower side. See the creeping closer from Zysh.
Does he get played in here? If Scream takes contact at the right time, it could just work out.
Oh, the timing not there.
Yeah.
Very well done by NAVI, though. Very well done.
But the Thrifty coming back into this. Well, felt like a solid crossfire setup from XMS and Shin. Unfortunately, it's picked apart by the Sheriffs.
Yeah, that crossfire can be divided, but well done by NAVI to be able to do so with those Sheriffs.
And that's the crossfire I was talking about.
One enemy remaining.
So yeah, big turnaround here for NAVI. After the hero rifle was dealt with very early on in this round.
And the money's been left in ruins for Karmine Corps.
Too suppressed.
Guardian.
Confirmation of the A presence once again.
If they get that window right, because Scream will need support, right? Like, he's not going on a singular mission to get that orb. They can maybe pressure towards Shin. This is risky.
Very bold.
Yeah, oh, it feels awful for Shin. I'm surprised he was still standing at that point, to be fair, but the B site is all NAVI's. Really working out the timing and the tempo to Karmine Corps here. They're going to get the plant.
Careful now.
Well, it'll be a little late, a little damage done to Zipan, but Angel finds a banger onto Scream. Put it into a 5v3 now in favor of NAVI. Two Sheriffs and the Guardians to work with, not much in the form of utility to retake the site here either.
This is going to need some wild shots to even make this dangerous. Torret's going to shot. What is going on? Zeiss just found another. But this plant, Xiao, you got to be ready for this. They're trying to body block for it.
Body blocked it. They're going to get the half.
They've got the half. Xiao's not checked yet. He's got to go back in. He's still found Zeiss. But back to task. Back to work. No time. Xiao saving NAVI.
I mean, show me that last shot again to confirm the kill, because they both obviously tank the vulnerability off the gravity well. So very squishy on the second swing from Xiao. Beautifully done. But it never should have come that close. Zeiss is on a heater once again.
Let's see this one. Oh. Wow. Talk about fine margins. That's one of them, isn't it? Okay, so this is now given Cena the chance to get the operator out. We've still got the ult series to get to. Who else has the Angel as well? XMS has his. The early glance again. They're really keeping track of this tempo now, willing to challenge on it.
Which they do identify that obviously that is a threat if Scream can farm the orbs, even though, like I said, this was the half that Karmine Corps struggled to really guarantee value off that ultimate. I mean, they excelled in other ways on the defense versus Giants. Deep investment of the drone as well, only really clearing out some of these close angles in mid. I'm curious of when the penny drops of actually an extra body being invested towards the B side of the map, with a few hits coming through. Again, that conditioning is so key on Pearl in particular, to draw an extra body deeper in connector potentially, or actually towards a committed B site hold as well. Or even if it's Nevera to come across here once again.
They've got to start doing this sooner, because Shin can only do so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Like, he's one man, he can stall, but there's nothing much more. Now, I don't mind him trying to completely fall away from the site as well, play purely for retake. That's absolutely fine. They do have XMS's ult as well to maybe clear some space here.
You should run.
And there it is. So Cena's going to be one of the people affected by this. He has to play it forward, basically, and he's going to do just that, but he goes down for it. Zipan! He sells! 3, a triple, holding this potentially even a 4th. And all those hopes are just dashed as it's down in Nevera and Shin to back away.
The lockdown coming through, just about saving Zipan from being collapsed upon there. Even with one of the stuns actually coming through from the Reckoning. A pacey hit towards B once again, setting the precedent, trying to force the adjustment of Karmine Corps on the defense. And beautifully executed by NAVI. A crispy 3K from Zipan.
That's really nice. Oh, I'd see that one back. And again, you can't forget that NAVI are the favoured side in this. You're gonna see diligence from them. You're gonna see plays just like this one. Stunning, just stunning. Really impressive work from him. And this again humbles Karmine Corps. They can't string together rounds. They're being held off now.
Actually, NAVI taking the lead as well. Karmine Corps, a Guardian, 2 rifles to bring in. A couple of ultimates just about within touching distance, but nothing available off the rip here. The other side of things, Hunter's Fury and a null command available for NAVI.
They're really committing behind this now. Okay, this time Scream does get it, but you can see NAVI are quickening that pace. Trying to speed up a little towards B.
I mean, even here, though, it's hold tab. Right, Scream's ult count's gone up 1. There's 2, potentially 3 towards A main. We have space on B here, guys.
We need to see that extra body put over towards B. I mean, even if they do still want to play for retake, just having the player closer by, because even as it stands, this round, whoa, blinking, you missed that one. Navera just deleted.
I think you're seeing here indications of NAVI identifying. It's usually, timing just off, maybe a mini-map moment for Shin there, but usually fairly easy for them to dig a little deeper and isolate that one member of Karmine Corps.
This is, hey, there's a reason we harp on about someone like Angel, about NAVI. Their capability should be showing this, and they are. They're showing really well problem solving on the fly. Not having a fair fight on that anymore, down to 6 HP. That's about really all she wrote for this. This was wrapped up pretty early on. See if they can punish a little. Not going to find a lot, though. For now, Navi's showing exactly why they are that top 3 team, that team that people were expecting to join up there with the likes of Fnatic and such and so on. Just going to be XMS left alive. I say that. Let's see if he can keep that gun. No, he can't. A loss. One that's going to sting a little there for him.
Not going to matter too much again. You'll be able to get the light shield purchase. I'm back in here, but yeah, I mean, look at the confidence now. NAVI have a perfect read on what Karmine Corps are trying to do here.
Karmine Corps need to hit the brakes. They need a timeout.
Fragging IGL.
Fragging IGL. But no timeout to be had. They're still happy to run this. So let's see if they...
Well, at least it's drawn an adjustment of sorts. Nivera's over here now with his utility. But...
even Navi's starting to invest their utility, expecting maybe an adjustment towards Pillar.
They're trying to read into the fact that they're going to try and push B long, guys. They're going to try and fight for this space, deny some of these early advances towards site. You see it, Nivera's a safer position, Scream in close proximity.
Obviously, they don't have to commit to this. They get the beauty of being able to set the tempo and set how they kind of paint this picture, right? Do they then double back towards A off this kind of double pump? This is what we're seeing. Them kind of going back towards B after that early little display. But you're right, they have the additional body there. Now, Angel's going to show with the Owl drone, but again, we have seen that being a fake in the past, so they don't want to overread into this yet. You can still see the dog being invested over towards Art. You can still see Karmine Corps aren't fully sold on it yet.
That's now a flash and the Trailblazer invested towards mid from Zaysh, so should have a decent understanding of what's going on right now, and the util spam coming through. And look at what Scream has to deal with. CNET finds Nivera.
Scream's still standing, but only for a second. NAVI have a beautiful sight here hit on B here. This is stunning work from them. It is so robust, and you saw it perfectly from that perspective. And that was the player that didn't die, bear in mind. He was completely irrelevant for about 5 seconds, could not find impact.
And a variation before, because it's basically a contact play that comes up. There's very little utility invested towards site. You see what Scream has to deal with there. There's no room for comfort whatsoever.
No, so now that we have to see if they are truly up to the challenge.
Look at the money for NAVI. Coming out of this one, they're basically capping out.
Max money going forward Ult's going to cycle through soon enough. I mean, Cened's not a million miles off his. Shao still got a little bit of distance as to Zipan and Sugetsu, but Angel's got his. That's still very valuable here. And NAVI have every right if they want to try and hunt out a couple of these. That's going to be Shin losing out. And none the wiser, it felt, in that. Yeah, there's the timeout we needed. Again, Karmine Corps have the ults to play with. The money's still itty.
These rounds aren't even getting to a point where Karmine Corps have a chance to really invest these ultimates. The recon ping comes through. Nah, that's for 2 bodies here. Same dart thrown once again, I think, the bounce off.
Can we shout it a little bit so they get pressure?
That elbow wall. So yeah, I'm curious of whether Karmine Corps are going to look to get a little more proactive here. Maybe send somebody through to Precious to get behind some of these situations in the round where NAVI are drifting away from an early default, setting up for this B hit. So our opportunities, I was crediting XMS and Karmine Corps previously with this, the conditioning in mid with this wall. A couple of times then Nevera posts up with an operator behind it. Screen went exploring, we know how that went, but...
They've got to do something.
Take the initiative, because these are they're letting NAVI hit sites and just brute force their way in.
So this is when we see, do they have that depth to them? Really quite testing here against NAVI, who've got that capability. See Scream talking through options. Wondering if we're going to have that additional player brought over, where we're going to be going with that. And yeah, they've responded almost too much so, because again, this then puts NAVI with that option of, oh, we can always just switch back towards A. So, let's take a second to see what we have here. Guardian, 2 rifles, Sheriffs. It's still a broken buy for Karmine Corps. High flash.
Too suppressed.
Gonna find someone lingering towards A, but they don't have the full picture. Again, NAVI, very heads up in their work.
A different hand here shown by NAVI. Angel, you've got your ult, mate. Don't need that one.
It was all for the audio key.
Yeah.
Sorry,
He's just baiting a peeking.
Yeah.
A very different look from NAVI here, almost anticipating a major switch up in terms of the approach on the attacking side. Trailblazer, will it confirm? Yes, will catch the backside.
But it's a deep hold from Karmine Corps as well.
Yeah, it's...
They're not certain either.
No,
you can see the hesitation, right? It's like, do we just commit to this? Is this enough? Is it Angel just doing weird things? Now hearing the operator, now hearing a bit more presence. She's starting to believe in it, and that was a risky shot from Cena. Does not find it. Scream now going to be challenged, but going to lean forward towards the site. It's Shin to find Angel, and Karmine Corps making this much harder work for NAVI. Having to really try and secure this. Shao's fallen as well. Hold on, Zipan, still so valuable, but not enough. Cened's position will be seen as well. They have to evacuate the site.
And with Shao down, actually, there's an opportunity to at least stick the half through.
This could be almost a full defuse.
Could very well be. They're going to stick it.
There it is. Nothing they can do to dissuade that. That diffuser's coming in with the code coming in there. The lockdown on top of it. Karmine Corps weather that storm. Now, we know NAVI have funds behind them. Karmine Corps were on the ropes financially, but they had a good read here.
NAVI can buy out for the rest of the half.
Yeah.
There's some investment here with the run it back and the lockdown thrown in. Does take away some of those tools. But you see, I mean, I was very curious at how this was actually going to play out with the way Karmine Corps sits so deep on this. One of the more unlikely ones for Karmine Corps to turn around, but a round win nonetheless.
One suppressed.
It's just trying to sell a fake. Someone needs to overread into it for one of the two sides.
NAVI are desperately trying to dial into the mind games of what's going on right now on Pearl. Keeping Karmine Corps guessing. Early Hunter's Fury to clear some space out. Does actually get a tag. Nevera able to avoid death on the final.
But do they think it's only Nevera? XMS hasn't been seen yet, so maybe that's a little bit of an X factor here. Gonna create it to be, make it a lot harder to try and lean towards the site here. It's Cened stepping alone, and he's still gonna succeed. Facilitates a trade for Nevera, and yes, that does allow for the rotation from Scream, but look at Nevera's HP. He's down to 11. Zipan's gonna clear the space, and NAVI once again showing this diligence.
It's looking so good at when these engagements, these gunfights eventually come through. As you're even forcing Zeish back a little deeper. Smoke's going to go up, but allowing some space for Shin and Zeish to maneuver. Baiting them in. NAVI waiting to get this spike down, but Will ahead of these smokes falling.
Spike planted.
NAVI leaning back on what was working for them so well before. The flash is all they've really got, and a chance made and the chance lost. Xiao secures. Zeish, last one there in a 1v3. Going to be incredibly difficult, and he knows it. Sugetsu's got him just spamming through the smoke. And NAVI showing, again, variation, but a similar ending.
Unfortunately, Karmine Corps just not winning out in some of these gunfights, as I said, as they start coming through. NAVI just bulldoze their way through.
Nice! Sorry for that.
Unfortunately now, I mean, the question being they start on the opposite half, had a dreadful start versus Giants. Coming to the last round with 2 rifles, well, 1.5 call it with a Guardian, but Sheriffs across the board elsewhere, no ultimates to work with.
And the knife doesn't connect this time. So I feel like they're gonna start work. They're reading Karmine Corps very well here. And Scream's aggression will instantly be read.
Get out of my way.
Operator in the hands of Xiao here. Holding down the fort with Sugetsu. Initial pressure created. Karmine Corps very quickly sent 4 across to A. Maybe hoping that on the back of dealing with that turret, that NAVI are feeling as if there's some space elsewhere on the map. But similar scenes once again.
They like the B site.
Yeah.
Are you surprised?
I mean, it's felt like free real estate, honestly. Karmine Corps just haven't had a response. There's been a single round where we've seen a flash going up or Scream getting aggressive up on pillar, anything like that to really...
It would have been quite nice to see how that would look if they tried to maybe get ahead of it a little bit. Trying to offset the timing on not quite a full retake, but a challenge ahead of the spike going down. And keep in mind the overwhelm of weaponry. NAVI are way better equipped in this. So they win out the first fight, taking down 2. Shin, Scream, and XMS just left behind the wall here. Best they can hope for is they'll catch out a little bit of timing to work on their side. And see, they're slowly but surely going to be forced away.
A lot to force him off. Scream will find the kill nonetheless.
Oh, the counter
back
flash.
from Zipan's perfect.
He's still doing damage. He does go down, but the post plant, they've got a lot of work to try and break this. Sugetsu already going to find XMS. Taken away, if there was even that cove in play. Sugetsu going to find his challenge, and he's holding the line perfectly. This is clear cut, it's decisive, and NAVI looking back to traditional form.
Firmly in control of that first half of Pearl, and we're asking Karmine Corps now to course correct what they struggled with massively versus Giants and put up a huge performance here to keep the dream alive. As I said previously, Giants getting 9 rounds on their defense, and Karmine Corps demonstrating just a very one-dimensional, I mean, unsuccessful hits towards art and towards that side of the map in general.
Yeah. I'm just scared how one-dimensional it was. It was very, very simplistic. It didn't seem to have depth.
I mean, what do you fix overnight as well in that regard? It's...
I mean, you could watch it back and look at it and see what the issues were, but it's then coming up with something new, right? And something that's good enough to force NAVI to feel uncomfortable. I don't know about it. Because NAVI have done what they needed to. They've handled a lot of the kind of X-factor rounds and those like little bits and pieces that Karmine Corps were great at on this map. We didn't see the same sort of thing here. So I'm starting to see this dipping firmly in Navi's favor. And I'm a little worried that Karmine Corps are going to feel very, very out of sorts coming into this half.
Sure, it now does actually need what the devs were talking about, a standout performance from Scream in my eyes. I mean, Zeish has already had a fantastic half, even considering the scoreline. A couple of different situations.
One enemy remaining.
Yeah, they need to take the fight to NAVI here, because it's felt very much like they've been happy to play reactively and receive some of these site hits, but giving away crucial kills in situations that haven't benefited them. We talked about the strength of the retakes. We've talked about actually Karmine Corps looking better from a fundamental standpoint in terms of playing trades, re-hitting sites on the defense. Didn't get a chance to here.
No. And simply, I'm interested to see how well NAVI prepped for this if they felt that the third map was even that, you know, going to be that much of a problem. But being here, they've handled it so diligently. It's terrifying seeing them look so night and day to the teams who struggled against Karmine Corps in those similar situations. Like, the difference is palpable, right? It's so different. Now, if you want a matchup, we want a series, same old conversation. Karmine Corps need a pistol. If NAVI get it, I start seeing that window, that gap, that chance close up. And the chances of going forward in this competition become impossible. And the fact that we even got to map 3 was a surprise. Let's see if it can actually be a real fight between these two. Karmine Corps now on the attacking side. We have to see an adjustment. But now Angel's going looking for information.
Enemy.
Aldrome will spot out a couple of players. Actually, Shin identifying Zipan's deep position as well. Does have support in the form of Nevera coming through here, but Scream just dry swings on. Xiao will find 2, though. Both members of Karmine Corps from main dug out very early on. Going to force an uncomfortable plant position. They're going to force the hand of Karmine Corps to find something elsewhere, but CNED deals with Zeish very quickly. Scream, what can he find, though?
Sugetsu's so aware.
Yeah.
It's classic, right, that you're going to try and find some safety if you're down in these numbers. So maybe a flex towards CT was the right option, but they've lost that now. And NAVI starting to close the gap here. This is going to be, this has to be exceptional from Scream. XMS, hey, the pistol, God, Scream's position, very valuable, and actually, he's blinded him. Scream's done so much. XMS, is he up for it? No, Zipan's got him dead. And NAVI picking up the pistol here. That's going to be 9 for them. Closing in on keeping themselves alive.
And heartbreak, actually, that Scream's able to do as much as he does from this position.
Yeah.
And getting that first one onto Angel. 2
wow.
Clean kills from Xiao.
I thought they were just lined up, but they're not. Beautiful. And the flash actually catching Sugetsu.
Yeah, that's...
One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
A clean end for Zipan as well, just to seal the deal on the second half pistol. 4 rifles, a ghost in hand for Sugetsu. No concerns considering what he did earlier on tonight. Seeing it forced back by the flash. A single tag onto Zeish. I don't know where they were going, but...
That looks so good. Maybe just still on the reset, I don't know. Now, cautious work being shown after a challenger appeared. Now drone's there. Not dealt with particularly quickly, so big information received.
CNED actually got to be a little careful here with Scream having a Marshal in hand here. Is revealed at least, so.
Seen it. It's so tentative from both sides. That setup's still in place as well. Gonna make it very hard towards getting closer to these NAVI players. A bit of clear on it, but still, no swarms are there. So stall info, no punish on it yet. Bit of chip damage, yes, but no one able to shut it down.
30 seconds left.
The heal will come through, but Angel finally finding a kill here. There's 20 seconds left on the clock. Oh my God, unable to pin down anybody. And so actually, even to this point, I think Sugetsu unnoted. Nevera's found one though. Xiao, Sugetsu finally show their hand. The cleanup crew will find Navi's tent.
Disciplined. NAVI not giving an inch there. They were willing to let them run that clock down, get as close as you want. You want to crest that corner, you still got to get through the nano swarms. You still got to swing
just
onto
a lack of pressure. Yes, it's progress down B long, but as soon as the smoke goes up, the recon from Angel's perfectly timed. Enough chip damage there that Karmine will have to sit and try and heal up best they can.
How's the bonus looking? Pretty decent, actually. That's quite
like
scary.
Like an RV buy round, to be honest.
Yeah.
Happy to run these sort of purchases anyway.
One suppressed.
Well, identify
Nevera,
just
yeah.
one, yeah. So they want to follow up on this with the owl drone, force them even deeper. But I think we'll confirm the presence of Scream as well. The fact that it gets all the way through the smoke. Now, take a glance at the minimap. This is basically what we saw versus Giants in terms of the early default. And very quickly, it was a 3-2 split towards Art, similar to what we saw in the pistol as well.
Carrying spike.
It's looking like that hasn't changed much today for Karmine Corps, but not many rounds to play with, Lauren, and that's the concern. Because look at the X-ray, there's 4 members of NAVI with a deep position on the other side of the map.
Oh, and they're getting a little deeper on this, and a win out for Scream. 2 picks. This game on Sugetsu needs to stand and fight. He can't really back away from this. No!
Oh my God.
Sugetsu, you're a monster! 3 huge kills, now he can back away. Still trying to stick around a little longer. XMS left so alone here, trying to rejoin with Shin over towards short. But with 30 seconds, what are your options?
I mean, it feels like they have to roll the dice and try and catch timing here in the rotation, but already Xiao's in a position to catch any sound cues through connector. Yeah, he's already heard this.
They're on the way. Got to get that plant if they want to try and give themselves a chance in this. Xiao slipping back through. Karmine Corps only have a corner to play with. It's so little.
Awareness should be there that somebody might still be on this side of the map, though.
It's just so little safety. It's a shooting gallery. It is just a funnel.
I mean, XMS doesn't get a fair chance at a gunfight here, that's for sure.
Tap on the spike. Not drawn in just yet. Second go of things. Spam. Actually finds a player behind. Gets Sugetsu. Hold on. This ain't over yet. Angel getting tempted closer. Looks for the first. Oh, the gun comes out from XMS in time! The pistol arrow himself. Gonna find 2 in a situation that did not look winnable.
I mean, catches a freebie in the back lines of that setup. Sugetsu falls off that initial tap, draws the gravity well out early enough where you feel like NAVI can actually just wait this out. But then 2 kills with a classic to close things out from XMS. Could that be the first step here for Karmine Corps? Still a lot of work left to do. 5 rounds separate them here.
Zipan. Not alone here. Keep in mind. Oh, wow. Angel's the one to find it too. Slightly further back. He catches off Scream.
This is what you almost wanted to see from Karmine Corps, to be honest, in the first half. Find this engagement immediately. NAVI preemptively going to send bodies through connector. Unfortunately, with a lack of progress on the other side of things, CNED might even get ahead of this.
He does. He's there so quick. Still a minute to play with. They could reset here. Starting to commit that utility. They're going to be left wanting on the way towards site. What are the options for Karmine Corps now?
Right there.
Limited. And this Killjoy setup not affected just yet, and the choke point either. I mean, it's basically got to run the gauntlet to get that plant down.
Here we go. Gauntlet time. Well, that's not going to help things. CNED finding Nevera now. Yes, pressured on the site, but CNED's still standing tall. He's not that phased by it. Oh, come off it. How has he slipped through like this? Too many targets, though, to get Zeiss down. But a 2v4. So much to ask for here. Still got a lockdown, still got everything, still got the turret if he wants it. I mean, it's all still there. This is brutality in work. NAVI, unrelenting now, taking matters into their own hands.
Feeling like that. I mean, other than XMS and Shin, flat out broke after that. Maybe throw a few sheriffs into this. Just a flash in the pan in terms of that previous round victory. First kill comes through from CNED, another ping to reveal the next. And things looking exceptionally dicey now for Karmine Corps.
This could be the end of it, really. The next couple of rounds so telling. Yes, that one they had was pivotal, but it was a clutch. It was XMS on a big delivery, which is fine. He's been doing very well. We told you that guy has been golden for them. But to find more of that is a lot to ask of any player. So for now, you're looking at the money, you're looking at the ults. What do we even have here? I'm trying to rattle my mind to it.
I don't think there's really much to work with. Run it back, but barely going to scrape together a couple of rifles to make this interesting for Karmine Corps. Lockdown available for NAVI, Cosmic Divide available for Shout. And even in that regard, this ult cycle heavily favors NAVI. Even if they lose this out, I mean, they're 2 away from everything else. So this is stacked against KC, to say the least.
Pedigree for NAVI on show, starting to warm into this game, showing why they are one of the heavily favoured sides to make it through this last chance qualifier here. And with a shaky purchase, it's all eyes on Scream. Ult ready, rifle in hand. He's got to go huge.
Time to hunt.
It's the dog to kind of instigate matters. Scream, how far does he want to go with this? Already tagged down at 50.
At least get the HP reset if he does use the ultimate here, but looking unlikely he's going to be able to do much damage.
He's investing it deep, and it's
trades off it either.
instantaneously dealt with, and you're right. There was no space off the back here. There's nothing they can build off. Zipan actually getting ahead of this wall. Has a look. Scream still going to find Angel. Gets a bit closer. Zip, Scream. How's he got 3? I asked a lot. He delivers a lot. Zenith's position could be a problem, but that's neither here nor there for a couple more seconds. Sugetsu, the one closest to the site for now. Mid is not available if he wants to stay unnoted. But I think they know that this one, it ain't happening.
Yeah, Scream's going to hear the retreat as well, nearly catching Sugetsu, but the turret will slow that down, or at least reveal Scream's intentions. And on the back of a rifle, a Guardian, and Scream's ultimate, a lifeline for Karmine Corps.
He'll get you one of those once in a while.
I mean, it's just, you see the reaction from Zipan, he's just like, yeah, he's done Scream things. He's just...
Screaming when did Scream.
Ran at us.
Yeah. He's headshot me and such. I can't wait to see that POV.
I was going to say, I'd love to see that from Scream's POV, to be honest.
It didn't look like he had any way in, right? It looked shut down. Okay. Oh. Must be nice to be Scream. Must be nice. So, you still said it though. Those ults sit very favorably with NAVI. Lots to lean on if they need it. Not too far away from having the full house, right? They got almost everything back online for him. On the other side, quite far away. Still gonna have the Guardian in play too. And 6 to 11. They need to keep away from that 12th. Need to keep NAVI away from it. Zipan well timed on this. Dealing with Karmine Corps, trying to take some space.
Good read from Scream to try and catch Xiao there, re-aggressing through Art, but no real damage done. No harm, no foul. This first attempt towards mid. Hunter's Fury popped here. Don't know how that didn't hit Scream on the first one, but space cleared, confirmation of nothing really on the back of that.
Are they going to try and build on this? CNED's quickly behind them, so they're going to have to commit to this one way or another. Divide and lockdown. Do they pause?
Pretty early on, though. Still 50 seconds left on the clock. Unfortunately, Karmine Corps aren't going to pin down a kill anywhere.
CNED has fallen back, but you can see the paranoia for Karmine Corps, because obviously there was utility in play that was dealt with. So now they double hit this. They're going back towards it. Now, last time it took Scream to get 3 big picks. He's not going to surely have the same opportunity this time around. Sugetsu's got to be careful, though.
30 seconds
Floor's lava. And the plant just about coming in now, but not as much safety as they'd like. Plants in. Okay, 5v5 post plant. Some HP is exceedingly low. And add to that, Scream's down to 2.
Spammed out on the wallbang. Has to go huge here.
But it's Scream, I don't know why, I feel there's a chance. Oh, of course there is. Do not walk into his crosshairs. The rest of NAVI.
Oh, the timing.
Oh, that's heartbreaking. But now Karmine Corps needs someone else, and no one is willing to stand to the test until Shin gonna get involved in this. Pulls off another Can he get some damage done though? Sugetsu back on the defuse, and Xiao gonna put NAVI on 12. Defuse is there and keeps Karmine Corps down on 6.
Scream just banking on those first 2 taps, forcing them back a little deeper, but a third member of NAVI swings onto the ankle, just catching him off guard as he goes for the... That is so disgusting.
Oh, the
just
timing,
there, yeah.
You can see it. You can't even blame him on any of these. He is
No, like I said, he's
trying.
reading that as if, hey, nobody's re-swinging that now. If nobody else gets pressure, I've got a second or 2, but unfortunately, doesn't come through. NAVI now on series point. KC on the brink of elimination. Run it back available for Scream. Looks like it might even just get used up here to deal with the utility, but Hot Hands will remove that.
I've got your trail.
Joke's over. You're dead.
It's bursty. Spam. Screams in. Spam. Sugetsu not going to connect so well, but Sugetsu needs to fall away from this. He's being hunted down. There's still a little bit of time on this. Sugetsu didn't fall away far enough.
We got nearsighted by the Seeker as well.
Where's that plant, though? It is on the site. Revealed. They know Karmine Corps are there, but Cove going to go up. Gets instantly taken away.
A shock dart actually bounced back in there. Shin with a beautifully timed lurk, though. Could be the power player for Karmine Corps.
Timing.
Oh, my God.
It's not as pretty as you'd like, but it might still get the job done. Shin finds a critical, too. It's on Angel and CNED, and Angel in a very committed position. Just reloading in the open, and CNED's got to make a move. He's got to get out of here now.
He's going to take a couple of rounds to break the bank of NAVI, but
5 Alive's going to help that.
definitely. I mean, Angel and Sugetsu down at 0 credits. CNED going to save the operator and have 3K in the bank. Xiao 3,800. So a chance to spread the funds maybe. But Karmine Corps clinging to life right now.
Yikes. My ult's ready.
Even there, the Blade Storm coming online as well. Another tool available for NAVI to potentially offset this purchase if it is a little shaky.
Hitting the timeout.
Yeah, pumping the brakes a little bit. KC won't just roll over and die there. Again, this is great resilience shown by them.
And got to say, Scream again, high value. That got very dangerous, but Shin, that timing on that lurk was lovely.
Ooh, my ult's
Couldn't have been
ready.
better. Oh. It's just the roller coaster.
It's like 5 or 6 different emotions in one clip.
Just flashing across the face in real time. But you're right, there is resilience to this Karmine Corps roster. They are making NAVI work for this. And again, I think a lot of us start of the day weren't sure what version of Karmine Corps we were going to get or what version of NAVI we were going to get. It could have been any of them. This has forced out a better game from NAVI, but there's still cracks to be shown. There's still some question marks with this roster, but they are 1 round away. That's all they need, 1 more round. That fated round that can be so hard to claim. One that's so elusive.
I think as well, we talk about some of the disappointments with NAVI. A win is a win in my eyes in terms of what we've seen them struggle with, in terms of what we've seen them try to adapt and kind of employ as their overall vision for the team.
Sure.
A win's a win. We take those, but
yep.
Karmine Corps trying to take this the distance here on map 3. It's going to take another 5 rounds to tie things up.
Okay, so operator for CNED does have the knives and a rifle for Xiao. Now, as we can see, is Xiao's rifle that will be mostly present towards the A site, CNED dedicated towards B here, and the rest trying to just fill that void wherever necessary.
Vera coming across to retrieve the orb. I believe they might invest the lockdown here. Again, no margin for error.
Trying to sell that they're going for this B piece, and look at the counter. They're trying to get proactive towards A. They're going to walk into a stack. There's 3 players here. Scream gets called in, but loses. Xiao with the rifle. Oh, God, that hero rifle is singing in his hands. 2 big picks, and now they need success on the other side of the map. But they've still got 2 to deal with themselves. CNED draws blood, and it's looking like it's going to be Karmine Corps taken down a size. Nevera and XMS clutching on to straws here. Waiting on the back of the site now, NAVI.
You should
It's
run.
Angel close by. Little shoulder, has a look, and might get punished. Close down, not just yet. Yes, he does. XMS still standing. Lockdown going to keep them further away. They still need that plant. They still need more. The next ult, lay it on top. Desperate to keep this one going. Not falling just yet, but fortified.
Reckoning buys a little bit of time, but it's 4 members of NAVI. A Blade Storm available as well, and you see here that pop. CNED's going to try and make this work now.
Can they do this anymore? Is there any life left in them? Anything more in the tank here? The crossfire has to hold. It has to be so good. And the time is starting to dwindle. The first couple of players step forward. XMS is going to hear this. The barrel shows a chance, but it's ripped away. CNED now heating up. It's on Nevera. Spots him, gets him. 2 more to go. Oh, but he's fallen. It's Agetsu, who's done everything. For the time.
He's got it.
He's just about got it. Close as you like, but a win is a win. And it's a lifeline for NAVI moving forward.
And heartbreaking for KC, who have come and shown a very different look this week. Unfortunately, lagging behind NAVI just a little bit. Will fall short here from keeping that dream alive.
Yeah, you can see it.
You can see what it means to Zaysh as well.
Losh is devastated. I mean, he's still going through it down there, taking a second or two. The rest of the boys are up. But you got to say here, this was NAVI pushed. Heroics from them being shown as well. We've seen some fantastic looks coming out today, some resilience of their own brought through, a lot of question marks with this roster through consistency, other factors, but today, I think the best way that you put it, a win is a win, and it's another step closer to champions.
Sure, and that's the thing. I think end goal has to be the overarching kind of objective here. There were questions for NAVI throughout the season as well with exactly what was going on with their approach in general, the compositions, the throwing off.